You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A plan will be submitted by Luzerne County officials in hopes of convincing the governor to allow the county to make the transition sooner rather than later. County Manager David Pedri said the county wants to work with the state as it makes its moves toward reopening. As the county's COVID-19 curve seems to be flattening without overwhelming medical centers, the county feels it should be ready to move from red to yellow before June 4th. After reaching out to the small business community, one thing was clear: people need to get back to work soon, or lives and businesses will be ruined. However, it must be done responsibly, with the plan including social distancing and public health and safety measures businesses will take. Luzerne County still ranks within the top 10 counties statewide for positive cases, and the Hazleton area remains a virus hotspot. Schuylkill County Commissioners voted earlier today to remain in the red phase until they hear back from the governor's office and Department of Health. The county was planning to make the transition into the yellow phase this Friday. Schuylkill County Commissioners and state legislators signed a letter to the governor to inform him of their original plans. At today's meeting, commissioners said the governor and Secretary of Health agreed to be more cooperative. For now, it's looking like Schuylkill County's transitional phase will be on hold. The governor's threats of fines, imprisonment, and more to small business owners planning to reopen during the shutdown were labeled as, quote, tantamount to throwing a drowning victim an anchor. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis made the statement in a letter directed to county residents and business owners yesterday, hinting she wouldn't pursue prosecution in such cases. However, Salavantis said summary citations are given at the discretion of local police and municipal leaders. She warned that she strictly spoke from the criminal side of law enforcement. Even if she declined to prosecute a business owner, the governor's office could still impose lawsuits, civil sanctions, and license suspensions. Pennsylvania Senate passed a new bill today, getting praise from local state Senator John Udicek. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has the details.
Independent State Senator John Udicek applauded the passage of Senate Bill 1122, which includes $507 million from the CARES Act funding for long-term care programs.
I thought it was very appropriate that I extend some measure of gratitude to two local organizations back in Luzerne County, the Earth Conservancy and the All One Foundation, who several weeks ago stepped up to help Northeastern Pennsylvania nursing homes with the Northeastern Pennsylvania Nursing Home SOS program. Our nursing homes in Pennsylvania were sending out a distress signal. There was no plan, no statewide plan from the Pennsylvania Department of Health, and the most vulnerable citizens in this pandemic were dying at alarming rates in nursing homes all across Pennsylvania.
The $507 million in Caring for Those Who Care for Us funding in the bill would provide $245 million to nursing homes, $140 million to personal assistance programs, $50 million to community health choices managed care organizations, another $50 million to assisted living centers and personal care organizations, $13 million to adult day services, $8 million to life providers, and $1 million to residential habilitation.
I'm very grateful for those local organizations who stepped up and worked with statewide organizations like the Pennsylvania Healthcare Association and Leading Edge PA, who have taken this issue statewide, and I'm grateful to the leaders here in the Senate who have shown great stewardship in bringing $500 million in appropriation to our long-term care facilities.
Senate Bill 1122 passed unanimously in the Senate and will be considered in the House next.
That bipartisanship, that is what is needed in this pandemic to help our most vulnerable citizens. I thank those members. I thank this chamber, in working together in a bipartisan fashion to help the most vulnerable citizens in this pandemic, those living in our long-term care facilities.
Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. Officials in Carbon County sent a letter to Governor Tom Wolf asking to move the county from the red into the yellow phase. Like many surrounding them, commissioners and state legislators feel Carbon County is in the position to begin reopening or transitioning into the yellow phase. Carbon's COVID-19 case counts within the Wolf administration's guidelines for a safe reopening, and hospitals are prepared for current and future coronavirus patients. Representative Jerry Knowles said the economy's tanking and that people need to work to feed their families. And investigational antiviral medications being distributed to hospitals across the state to treat COVID-19 patients. The PA Department of Health received 1,200 doses of remdesivir from the federal government Tuesday. 50 hospitals across the state will receive the medication within the next few days. The distribution's based on the number of patients with the virus over a recent 7-day period and the severity of the illness. The drug's given to patients intravenously, once a day for 10 days. The Food and Drug Administration authorized the emergency use of the medication for treatment that's been shown to shorten recovery time to some people. Revenues in some hospitals across the Commonwealth have decreased due to the coronavirus. State hospitals may lose nearly $10 billion by the end of the year. Federal assistance from the CARES Act will only reimburse around $3.13 billion of that. Some of the money lost can be attributed to personal protective gear prices and the suspension of elective surgeries. People who have lost health insurance to layoffs or forced to switch to medical assistance reduce their ability to pay for hospital treatments. Many hospitals don't anticipate seeing much in revenues from the past few months or even moving forward into June and July. A Hazleton man out on parole faces charges after being arrested by the Hazleton City Police Department's Narcotics Division. Officers were conducting an investigation in the area of Vine and Green Streets May 12th when they found 35-year-old Jonathan Alejo in possession of heroin packaged for resale. They also discovered suspected crack cocaine and several crack pipes. He was charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia before being taken to Luzerne County Prison. A Fairview Township man was convicted on 110 felony counts related to child pornography. 49-year-old Brian Hoopersberger was arrested and charged back in November of 2015 following an investigation by the Attorney General's office. Agents determined he was downloading and sharing videos of child pornography. He was recently sentenced to serve 20 to 40 years behind state bars. A Hazleton woman frightened a family while breaking into their home in the early morning hours of May 2nd. Police were called to 234 East Holly Street for a home invasion around 3:30 that morning. Upon their arrival to the scene, they found that a woman and her children locked themselves in on the second floor after the break-in. To their surprise, 39-year-old Tammy Letzel was also found to still be inside the house and was taken into custody. Letzel faces felony burglary and criminal trespass charges, misdemeanors for loitering, prowling at night, and disorderly conduct, and a summary count of criminal mischief. She was taken to jail after being unable to post her $25,000 bail. Coming up on WYLN News, a possible 60 extra days to pay city taxes without penalty. Plus, the Attorney General's office investigates nursing home neglect during the pandemic. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Gio, and I'm 3 years old. The weather is going to be tomorrow rainy, so get your umbrella. Bye.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. Now contracting life-sharing and respite providers, CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
Virtual voting takes place tonight for whether or not Hazleton property owners get an extra 60 days to pay taxes without penalty. Hazleton City Council will consider a resolution tonight at 6 that would waive a 10% penalty for property taxes paid between June 18th and August 18th. Administration hopes the first of its kind waiver helps property owners in the city that were hit hard by COVID-19 and said it won't have a dramatic impact on city finances. Visit hazletoncity.org for the teleconference meeting link, ID number, and password. Criminal investigations were launched by Attorney General Josh Shapiro into several nursing homes across the Commonwealth for alleged neglect during the pandemic, and more could follow. Although specific facilities weren't identified, AG Shapiro said protecting seniors and our most vulnerable in the care of others is one of the core responsibilities of his office. His office is stepping up to protect older Pennsylvanians during this crisis and will hold nursing facilities and caretakers failing to properly provide care to our loved ones criminally accountable. An email was created by Shapiro's office for criminal conduct complaints and reports of neglect in long-term care facilities at neglect-covid@attorneygeneral.gov. Penndot extended expiration dates on vehicle registrations, inspections, and more in response to statewide COVID-19 mitigation efforts. The expiration dates for vehicle registrations of all classes, safety and emissions inspections, and persons with disabilities parking placards scheduled to expire from March 16th through May 31st are extended through June 30th. These extensions are in addition to those related to driver's licenses, photo ID cards, and learner's permits scheduled to expire during the same time frame. Customers can still complete various transactions and access multiple resources at no additional cost online 24/7 by visiting dmv.pa.gov. Wilkes-Barre VA Medical Center is hosting a live virtual community town hall meeting with veterans through their Facebook page. Veterans, family members, and the public are all welcome to attend virtually Wednesday, May 27th at 5 p.m. and can provide online feedback by using the live chat feature during the VA Wilkes-Barre Facebook live broadcast. This time of year normally calls for traveling to host community town hall meetings to both enhance communication and interaction with the veterans they serve. Communication remains an important element to keep on serving area veterans as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to introduce us to a new normal. All veterans, family members, and stakeholders are encouraged to attend. Coming up on Jim Thorpe's News Choice, the ER is still open, so stick around on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Plus, another giveaway, so be sure to stay with us.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicles since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. create. And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
It's Takeout Tuesday. WYLN TV 35 has partnered with Heller's Gas to launch a new weekly online promotion called Takeout Tuesday, where we'll spotlight 5 restaurants each week on the Takeout Tuesday Facebook banner. So head to the WYLN News Facebook page to see how you can enter to win $25 gift certificates to the restaurants of the week. It's Takeout Tuesday every Tuesday on WYLN, sponsored by Heller's Gas.
WYLN presents Community Update on the Coronavirus, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. with rebroadcast at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. the following morning. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, PBS 39, Adams Outdoor, and WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Watch the live Mass broadcast from the Christ Lutheran Church Sundays at 10:30 a.m. only on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and if you don't know what day it is because it's the pandemic, it is Wednesday, which means it's Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today via iPad, we have Dr. Andrew Miller, who is emergency medicine. How are you doing, Dr. Miller?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, these pandemic times are indeed crazy times, and it's especially crazy for you guys over at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's newly built, newly updated ER, which I have to say, right on time.
That's right.
So during these crazy times, you know, you guys have a lot of new procedures going on at the ER in terms of keeping people healthy and safe during the pandemic as much as you guys can while still doing your jobs equally as efficient. What qualifies as emergency medicine, you know, aside from the obvious word emergency?
I definitely want everyone to remember that heart attacks and strokes, they don't stop during a pandemic. And so just if you're experiencing any serious illness or severe symptoms of any kind, please don't put off seeking emergency care. Any delay could really worsen the symptoms and can result in life-threatening situation. So if they have any symptoms of, heart attack, chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or stroke, like severe headache or numbness or weakness, please call 911 because it's really, truly important for you to get checked out and not be afraid to come into the emergency department.
So they make the calls and they're coming into the ER. What are some of the latest procedures that you guys are following in terms of this coronavirus pandemic? Should they, I know it's hard, but should they call ahead? How many people can they have accompany them along those lines?
Your health and safety is our number one priority at Lehigh Valley Hospital. And so we've put a lot of safety measures in place. First off, everyone coming into the hospital in the emergency room are going to get a face mask and be wearing it at all times. And that includes staff, visitors, employees. We do have a visitor policy in place, and that's really designed to protect the community. So for instance, if you come into the ER, you are allowed one visitor, and for good reason. Again, it's designed to keep both the patients that are there safe as well as the staff safe. We instituted a front door screening process so that any patient, whether they come in through the main entrance or even through the ambulance bays, they're going to get screened for any possible COVID type symptoms, as well as get their temperature recorded. And that includes the employees as well. Fourth, we actually instituted even stricter cleaning protocols. Now, we've always done a good job at keeping things clean, but with this pandemic, we've instituted even more rigorous cleaning, especially on patients that may have COVID. In those rooms specifically, we added additional bleach protocols, between patients just to ensure safety there. But all of the public areas are cleaned with hospital-grade disinfectant throughout the day. And finally, within the emergency department, we've actually instituted a number of protocols to make sure that we can keep things moving as efficiently as possible, just like you mentioned. So when patients come in, they're going to be triaged. They can be triaged to either an area that could have COVID-type patients or those without. In fact, we have a waiting area that's designated to separate those two patient populations as well. So all of our staff wear the proper PPE, the personal protective equipment. We do a strict hand washing policy and process, which we've always done. And so really before they even enter the waiting room, we're the hospital itself to make sure they get into one of those designated cohorted areas. And finally, in the waiting room, we try to fast bed you, meaning get you right to a room rather than have to wait in the waiting room. If you do have to be cohorted to one of our waiting rooms, we practice the social distancing and again, try to keep things moving as efficiently as possible.
Obviously, it's not like before where if you're experiencing symptoms, come in immediately. I guess we could do a refresher on what they should be doing if they feel they are experiencing COVID-19 symptoms.
I mean, as always, call 911. If you feel like you have an emergency, please call and come into the emergency department. But if you do have fever, if you have cough, shortness of breath, things that may be related to COVID, we do have some health centers. You can call your primary care physician as well. There's a lot of virtual visits that we're performing to try to direct people to the right care in the right area that they need.
Which is amazing, and we're practicing that social distancing as we speak, actually. Now, my final question is, how are you guys doing? How is the staff handling the pandemic over at the ER?
We're doing the best that we can for sure. I mean, us having to wear the PPE all the time, even at the stations, has been a change in culture for sure. But it's a necessary one, and it's designed, of course, to keep everyone safe. But overall, the staff has been great. We have good capacity, so we're able to see any patient that comes in, so it's not overwhelming. And finally, actually, the community has done such a great job, great outpouring of love and support for the emergency department and the hospital as a whole. I can't thank everyone in the community enough for all the support they've given to all of us.
It's really nice to hear something truly positive during all this chaos, actually.
Again, your health and safety is our number one priority at Lehigh Valley Hospital, and we're here for you. We're open. We can see patients with COVID, with non-COVID illness, any emergencies we certainly take care of. And again, don't wait. Don't try to second guess, because we are seeing patients that are coming in sicker and because they're prolonging their visit from previously. So please come in. We'll do everything that we can, and certainly we'll take care of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Miller, for talking with us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And thank you everyone for watching. Remember, an emergency is an emergency. Don't wait. Be sure to call 911. And if you do need to come in, Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton's latest and greatest updated ER is happy to help. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Life is different, but it hasn't stopped. So when curiosity turns into a rash, an LVHN video visit is just a click away. No matter what you need, whether it's a phone call with a primary care provider or a specialist, or you just need advice on your health, we have a virtual care option that's right for you. And the best part? You'll always be seen by a Lehigh Valley Health Network provider. Visit lvhn.org/virtual to learn more.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
graduation's still on for June 5th as the Wilkes-Barre Area School District plans to begin producing a video ceremony. The plan involves individual students walking alone across a school stage in front of a camera and editing all those solo walks into one video that would officially stream on graduation day. Although a traditional ceremony isn't completely out of the question, it won't happen June 5th. So, the first week of August was blocked off for some sort of traditional ceremony. Video production set to start Monday, since gathering anyone, let alone every senior from 3 different high schools, will pose some difficulty. The school board will approve the graduation list May 27th at their 6 p.m. virtual meeting and won't award official diplomas until June 5th. Wyln's partnered with Heller's Gas to launch a new weekly online promotion. Takeout Tuesday features 5 local restaurants each week on our Facebook page. In order to be entered to win, all you have to do is like Heller's Gas, Wyln News, and each featured restaurant's Facebook pages. Then you'll click and share the post. That's it. We'll pick one winner at random every Tuesday to win the gift certificate bundle. The winner for this week's promotion will be picked Tuesday, May 19th. So be sure to keep tabs on our page. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. You can get news updates on our Wyln News Facebook page or WYLNTV.com by clicking the LVHN banner for the real facts about COVID-19. You can also see who's open for business by clicking the tab on our website. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim's